Have news that Gabon has taken over by military junta. What is happening to Africa?
Yes, let me tell you, like yesterday, my Christian, you should have listened and listened carefully when I was analyzing it yesterday. I mentioned virtually all the francophones, French-speaking West African countries, French-speaking in Central Africa, across the whole continent. I think they were 23 in number. I said that we should watch out that all these countries, French colonies, are waking up. That Niger, what is happening currently there is just like an eye-opener. So let me tell you, I pointed Congo, Brazzaville, Cameroon, and Gabon. I said the world should watch out because military intervention is not gonna open Africa continent, our eyes, and it has happened. It has played out in Gabon yesterday. There was a coup d'etat against Ali Bongo. Yeah. Ali Bongo, the Bongo family, they were there since 60s during the war.
1967.
Yes, 1979 is 56 to 57 years. Yeah. So you see, so the francophones, they are waking up. They are waking up to seize their natural resources. They are waking up to tell the colonizers that enough is enough. I'm telling you, it's gonna play out in West Africa. Burkina Faso, what do you call this? Niger, Mali, the rest of francophones in West African countries. Coup d'etat is imminent. It's coming up, and people should watch out.
I think ECOWAS has a lot to do. Yes. African Union, ECOWAS.
Yes, the African Union this time around because ECOWAS is for West Africa. East, Central Africa is for themselves. They know what they are doing in the East there. The Western Africa, we have our platform, ECOWAS here. So ECOWAS is taking care of the crisis in Niger, which, of course, if you ask me, let me tell you, willy-nilly, whether ECOWAS likes it or not, the Tchiani Abdurrahman regime must be matured enough to run a transitional government. You cannot just force them to run a transitional government under 2 months. It is impossible. Nigerians, we are characterized, this country is characterized by coup d'etat in the past. How many years does it take them? Did it take them to stage or to institute a democratic setup in Nigeria? Yes, it takes them 4 years. Buhari, Obasanjo, Ramat Mohammed, and the one regime. It stretched across from 1966. Listen and listen good. To 1979. Tell me how many years? How many years before we could start the first executive president of Nigeria was Chok Chagari in 1979. He took the military juntas from Obasanjo down to Gowon, Ramat Mohammed, many years to get it right. So allow Niger to get it right. Yes, I think they operate presidential system of government over there, and they must allow this man 4 years, not even 3 years, so that he will prepare himself well to get it right.
Okay, let's look at somebody saying that the next country will be Cameroon. This military takeover will be Cameroon.
See, let me tell you, Christian. In 1990s, I'm aware that 3 elderly statesmen, nationalists, the honorable resigned from their seats. 1986 was the, let me say, 20th year of Africa scrambling for independence. That's 1960s. See, let me tell you. Yeah, 1960s. So, Julius Nyerere was a nationalist, a freedom fighter that fought for, I think, Tanzanian independence. And they granted Tanzania independence. That was the British, their colonizers. Nyerere was there for how many years? The honorable resigned because he has shame, he has conscience. In 1986, honorable resigned. Then someone took over for him. He handed over his government to somebody. Then Leopold Senghor of Senegal, he was a student, a French student, a writer, an author in Senegal. He went to France to study. On coming back to France, that was 50s. He staged what? He started staging protests for liberation of Senegal from their colonizers, French master, their colonial masters, France. So he got it in 1960. The honorable resigned again. Same time Julius Nyerere resigned in 1986. Leopold Senghor, I'm telling you. Then again, someone took over there. Then in Cameroon was Amada Hijo. He fought for Cameroonian independence. They granted him the same French colonizers. So in 1986, Amada Hijo, honorable resigned along with Leopold Senghor, Julius Nyerere. Are you listening to me? So 3 of them The whole world clapped for them. They lauded them. They applauded them. I was in secondary school then. So you see what is going on. Amada Hijo is there. From 1986 to date, he's behaving like a child now because he has many clustered terminal diseases. Amada Hijo is somebody I know that is not shameful. He's a shameless man. He has messed himself up in various summits in America and Europe. There was a year he was doing birthday in Europe. Cameroonians, youths, they invaded the venue of the birthday, beat all the partakers, the visitors, the invited, the invitee. Are you listening to me? They beat them. They scattered the party, the birthday party. They caused commotion. It was a bloody commotion. He was doing birthday in France. The youths, Cameroonians, they're against him. They don't want anymore. He's there. Ali Bango is gone. Paul Biya is the next person that took over from Amada Hijo. Paul Biya is the next person, Paul Biya of Cameroon, followed by Congo Brazzaville. They are colonized by French too. So there are many people watching from East Africa now. They were jubilating, sending message across to Flip TV that they have welcomed the situation, the crisis in Gabon. That Nigeria should be the next, or we should wait, yes, for the Francophones to finish their war against their colonizers. That Nigeria might be the next. I'm telling you, so across the continent, the black man, the African continent, we are waking up from our slumbers.
Is it possible to have a military coup in Nigeria?
Yes, it is. Military coup is imminent in Nigeria. It can happen anytime. I'm telling you, it is possible.
The ethnic differences.
Ethnic differences can only result on division. We can just divide and everybody should go their ways. Yes, if not possible. I'm telling you the truth. Are you listening to me? Ethnic division can bring dividing Nigeria into four so that everybody will go their way. Because what the politicians are doing now, they are putting the country in this crisis. Imagine someone that won the election, Tinubu hijacked the election. If you say it on social media, Flip TV won't be happy with you. I discussed it often on Flip TV. They started ganging up against me at the station. It's unfair. I didn't understand. The Nigerian citizens, they are unaware. Nigerians are unaware. Their mentality has been tampered and doctored. They think otherwise. They go with ethnicity. Just imagine what is happening in Flip TV, because I'm saying the truth there. Are you listening to me? Now you are telling me, okay, I wanted to speak this morning on Flip TV. I come direct from church. See the church here. You are telling me that some people come before me. I step out of the church 7 a.m. They don't want me to come because I'm saying the truth there. Are you listening to me? Nigeria should base up for military intervention. I believe it is the answer to African problems.
I'm looking at corruption in military.
Yes.
And not warrant that.
No. They should be careful. You know, the military, they are like cults. They should have their networks around the African continent. They should put it right this time around. I know that the military has been monetized. No, they are monetized. I know. But let me tell you, they should be very careful so that they don't infiltrate them. You know, politicians, they can influence anything with money. Especially Tinubu. Tinubu is now not sleeping at Aso Rock. He's not. I have not packed into Aso Rock yet. Tinubu is sleeping at the defense headquarters. The military are the one protecting and guiding him. He is buying them because he knows. He knew. If he didn't prepare himself that way, the military would have staged coup since.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you very much.
Just again, Gabon. What is happening in Africa?
Well, first and foremost, there's a pattern to this coup. We can see that the Francophone states are going through what we call revolution. They are trying to, depart from their colonial masters who have always had an hidden hand in their government. I mean, for the past 1 year or so, we can see that over 6 Francophone states have suffered military coup. And let me break it to you. Cameroon will suffer theirs in the coming weeks. Yes. Paul Biya will soon be overthrown too.
I think I will save this for the future.
Please do. All right. So The French countries in Africa have gone through a very terrible relationship with the French nation because the French nation defines and determines the direction these francophone states, which they go. And for the information, Gabon is just a little bit less than 10 million. This is a country that is so tiny. The population is so tiny and they are so blessed. Gabon is the sixth biggest exporter of crude oil in Africa. They have other resources like manganese. They have a lot of, roads in their forests. They have shea butter. I mean, they are so blessed. But yes, let me also hold the Gabonese. The Gabonese also encourage this system of government. All right, because since independence, one family has been on that throne. So they also encouraged it because their constitution does not put a limit to the tenure a president can use on that throne. I use throne intentionally because what they are doing there is imperialism. Yes, they might have get their independence, but that is not democracy. That is what we call imperialism. All right. Now, Ali Bongo, who evidently happens to be handicapped, has over 46 houses in France. This is a man that has about 2 Ferrari. This is a man who spends most of his time in France. He has been on that throne. He has been unquestioned. They conducted the election on August 26th and he decided to shut down internet access. And this is why we didn't see the uproar that was going on in Gabon because there were actually protests. People protested, but there was no access to it. And this is why we should also admire and also we should nurture our democracy in Nigeria.
Okay, I'm coming to that question. Now, looking at what is happening, the trend. Some people are calling for military takeover in Nigeria.
Well, if we look at those demography of people, I mean, you shouldn't be surprised because majority of those who are calling for this coup happens to be those that are called, obedient. And one of our famous elitist Nobel laureates coined a word, he called them fascists. These people are called fascists because they lost an election. They have failed to understand that election politics is a game of numbers. If only Obi and Atiku joined forces, wouldn't they have what? Wouldn't they have defeated Tinubu? Wouldn't they have defeated Tinubu if they had worked together? But here we are today, the so-called obedience have failed to realize that there was no way they could have won because Atiku and Obi, they didn't work together.
A military coup in Nigeria.
As of today, there cannot be a military coup. Let me tell you why. Immediately a president comes in, he understands perfectly well, he is to swap and what? Change those generals. The loyalty of these new generals are with the new president on seat and they are being well remunerated. Let me tell you why we have what happened in Niger is because the military guy in Niger has been in that position for over 11 years. So he understands the nitty-gritty, he understands every channel, every passage of the president house. He has his own loyalists. Okay, so that is never going to happen in Nigeria. At worst, what we are going to have in Nigeria is we are going to have streets, people going to the streets and just doing their normal protests. All right, and that is welcome in this country that we have. Yeah.
ECOWAS has a lot to do at this point in time.
Well, Gabon has nothing to do with ECOWAS because Gabon is in Central Africa. So we should wait for how African Union will intervene. And then I think there is also an institution, the Central African state. So let's see what's going to happen. But I can assure you, Cameroon, all right, Cameroon might also suffer military coup in the coming days.
And that is Central Africa.
Yes, and it's also in Central Africa and also a neighboring country to Nigeria.
There's concern for us in Nigeria.
Serious concern, and I think this is a wake-up call for all African leaders because You see, the advent of internet and phone has brought information to our fingertips. Gone are the days whereby we didn't have information to see what was happening in the Western countries. Take for instance, a friend of yours travels out. In the next 6 to 1 year, he's already making it. And you are told that these developed nations got the resources from Africa. They got the resources from Africa. So would you not question your leaders? You would question your leaders. So the advent of internet and phone has brought information to our fingertips. It has opened our eyes to what is obtainable, to what is actually attainable as a nation and as a people. So our African leaders, they have no choice, they have nowhere to run to. If only unless they go out there and then disrupt internet access. But that is impossible. All right, so yes. So I'm happy.
I should not reveal that, but there are new ways to
No.
bypass the internet.
There are new ways to bypass the internet. Yes, I think Gen Zs and millennials, they all know that. So, and I mean, the future of Africa relies deeply on the next generation, which are the Gen Zs and the millennials.
Do you admire Julius Malema of South Africa and his philosophy that Africa needs to wake up and understand its system of governance and not adopt that of the West?
Well, I admire that philosophy. I think we made a lot of mistakes in Africa whereby we accepted the religion of the colonizers, we accepted their education, then we denied ourselves of our own culture. We as a people, we must understand that our culture is unique to us. And that is one thing that can never change, our tribes. India is thriving today because they accepted the education and technology of their colonial masters, but they never denied their own culture. We can see Rishi Sunak. On the very day he became the prime minister of UK, he was still saying on TV, practicing his Hinduism. All right. In Africa, yeah, if ordinarily we stuck to our traditional way, I am sure our leaders wouldn't try to do it. Because if they were told to swear by the what? By the God of thunder. Because if they were told to swear by the God of Ogun, I am sure they wouldn't dare do it. All right. So I am so sure that I think our gullibility and we denying our own religion as a person, as Africans, has led us to this place that we are today.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.